Welcome, everyone. Welcome to tonight's Acts 2 workshop, Adult Day Services for Floridians with Dementia and their family caregivers. What to know and ask. I'm Dr. Rob Glukoff, servant leader of the Acts 2 project and professor, Florida State University College of Medicine. I hope and pray, folks, that you will find this workshop both highly informative and inspiring. Before I introduce this evening's presenters, I want to recognize our partners who've contributed both resources and guidance in the development of the Acts 2 Dementia Caregiver Workshop series. Acts 2's primary collaborators are the African Methodist Episcopal Church, 11th Episcopal District, Florida State Primitive Baptist Convention, Florida Progressive Missionary and Educational Baptist Convention, Florida General Baptist Convention, the Florida Department of Elder Affairs, and the Florida State University College of Medicine REACH Project. Turning now to tonight's presenters, we have four dynamic speakers: Charlotte Mather-Taylor, Darlene Brown-Ponder, Jocelyn Fligger, and Tamika Norton-Brown. And I have the distinct privilege of serving as moderator for this evening's workshop. Please permit me to share a few words about each of our presenters. Our first presenter, Charlotte Mather-Taylor, is Executive Director of the Area Agency on Aging of Broward County, also known as the AAABC. She is responsible for the oversight of day-to-day operations and coordination of programs and services for the AAABC. She obtained her Bachelor's of Arts in Political Science from the University of Florida and her Master's of Business Administration from Nova Southeastern University. In addition to serving as Executive Director of the AAABC, Charlotte serves as co-chair of the Broward County Dementia Care and Cure Initiative, the task force of that particular initiative, for which she provides leadership and advocacy to ensure persons living with dementia and their caregivers have the resources they need to thrive. Go Charlotte. In her limited spare time, Charlotte enjoys playing with her new granddaughter, tending her orchid garden, caring for her numerous animals, and meditating daily. Our second presenter, Darlene Brown-Ponder, is founder and president of Tender Loving Care Adult Day Health Center. She received her Bachelor's in Science and Health Services Administration from Nova Southeastern and her nursing degree, her RN, from Broward College. Darlene first became interested in the idea of opening an adult daycare service when she became a caregiver for her dear grandparents. After working as a nurse for many years in the operating room, she decided to follow her passion and open the Tender Loving Care Adult Daycare Center in 2002. Since that time, the Tender Loving Care Adult Daycare Center has served over 400 caregivers and provided high-quality services to the loved ones of those caregivers, many of whom were or are persons with dementia. Note that the motto of her adult daycare is, in quotes, keeping families together. Great idea, Darlene. When Darlene gets time off from TLC, she enjoys reading, traveling, and participating in her church's food distribution and homeless shelter outreach ministries. Our third presenter, Jocelyn Fligger, is CEO and president of Elder Care Services Incorporated, Leon County's lead aging services organization. Jocelyn received her BA from Tulane University in Sociology and Women's Studies and her Master of Social Work degree from Florida State University. Apart from serving seniors and their caregivers in the Big Bend area, Jocelyn serves as vice president of the AmeriCorps Senior Professional Network and is an active member of the NAACP. In her spare time, Jocelyn enjoys canoeing with her husband and daughter and loving on their 2 dogs and guinea pig. Last, Tamika Norton-Brown is project coordinator of the Acts 2 project. She has worked in the area of survey development and evaluation for over 21 years. Tamika has served as a caregiver for her dear aunt and uncle with dementia and has an abiding passion for helping others. Tamika has been a great source of encouragement and support for literally hundreds of caregivers of older adults with dementia across Florida. She is also a strong leader by example in her church community. Folks, during the course of the workshop, I encourage you to share questions to be answered after each presentation using the text message function of Facebook Live. We also will have a 10-minute question and answer period after our 4th presentation. And now, with no further ado, we have Charlotte Mather-Taylor. Welcome, Charlotte. We are looking forward to your presentation.
Today with all of you. I'm honored to be here today with all of you to speak to you about the Area Agency on Aging network and services that we can provide to caregivers and their loved ones. So to begin with, I do have a PowerPoint, which will be coming up in a moment, but I also want to mention that my colleague Darlene will be following me, and she just does an awesome job with tender loving care, and it's really a blessing to be here with her today as well. So I'll be focusing on the adult daycare services that you can access through the Area Agency on Aging network and some really cool technological programs that we're offering here in our Broward County AAA. So next slide. Just a brief about the Area Agency on Aging. What's great is there are 11 area agencies in the state of Florida. So no matter where you live in the state, you can access an Area Agency on Aging to help you. We're located in Broward County, and our area is solely Broward, but most of the area agencies actually cover more counties. What's very important is, next slide, is that the Area Agency on Aging also operates an Aging and Disability Resource Center, which is part of a statewide network that operates a helpline that's available to you to call during the day to call and find out what types of services can help you and your family member. And that helpline provides information and referral and is the first step also if you're interested in getting into long-term care Medicaid system. Next slide. So the Area Agency on Aging has a variety of different providers that we contract with. And so we have different senior centers that we have relationships with. A senior center is a gateway for the elder community, and they connect older adults to vital community services that can help them stay healthy and independent. Unfortunately, during COVID-19 this past year, many of our senior centers had to close, and that was very, very difficult for those that attend them regularly. There's about 260 senior centers operated by a variety of different organizations in the state of Florida. For example, in Broward County, we actually have quite a few senior centers that are operated by the local cities. And in many of the other areas, they are, again, independent nonprofits, county government, and other types of organizations. On this page, I want you to remember the Elder Helpline phone number. It's a statewide number, 1-800-96-ELDER. That phone number is the gateway to access these area agency services and to find out what you need. In addition to senior centers, you can ask about all different types of programs and services that you can find out about that could help you. So again, remember that phone number. Next slide. So as I mentioned, senior centers, they provide a full spectrum of services for elders, and these can include meal and nutrition programs, arts and crafts, social and recreation activities, health, fitness, and wellness programs, exercise classes, transportation services that can take you out on outings, or even a simple trip to the grocery store. education classes, health screenings and support, public education, information and referral, and many of them have intergenerational programs and counseling services as well. So there's a variety of different services that you can get at a senior center. Next slide. About 70% of the senior center participants are women, and half of them live alone. So it's a wonderful opportunity for them to interact with other people. Compared with their peers, studies show that senior center participants have higher levels of health, social interaction, and life satisfaction, and also lower incomes. Now, the key on this bullet point is higher levels of health and social interaction. You can really improve your quality of life by participating in the senior center. The average age of participants is 75, but again, anyone above 60 is qualified. And studies show that 75% of participants visit their center 1 to 3 times per week and spend an average of 3.3 hours per visit. Next slide. Most frequently reported popular activities for senior center participants are recreational activities such as bridge or card playing, board and card games, bingo, dancing, and field trips. And after that, programs like health and wellness activities, exercise, aerobics, Tai Chi, health screenings, and health support. So you can see there's a lot of fun activities that are healthy that you can participate in. Most likely to be offered in all senior centers is information and referral, congregate meals, and transportation. And some senior centers offer mental health counseling, some adult daycare, and financial assistance, but those are the least likely to be offered. The key is when you call the elder helpline and you ask them about a senior center, let them know also what kinds of activities you're interested in so they can connect you to the right senior center for you that's going to offer you what you want. Or if it's not for you specifically, for your loved one, what does your loved one want and need? Next slide. So I'm not going to be focusing on daycare because Darlene has an awesome presentation to talk to you about that aspect of what you can look into. But I am going to talk to you about technology. So on here, I have an old typewriter, telephone, and old TV, which is the past. This is the type of equipment that our seniors grew up with. In current, now we're asking them to use laptops, iPhones, computers, and things are just changing rapidly all the time. And it makes it really difficult when you're trying to introduce someone to technology. Next slide. Now, during COVID-19, we saw that people really isolated and caregivers were at home with their loved one, and they did not have the ability to have them go to a day program, senior center, get the interaction. So technology became more and more important. So what we were looking at is introducing technology, but there's barriers. Some of the physical aging symptoms that can occur, like manual dexterity, the ability to touch small keypads and so on, visual impairments, not being able to see as well, some cognitive decline and dementia can make it really difficult for using new technology. Also, lack of assistance. For those of you who are caregivers who are helping your loved one, that's wonderful because that support is so important. But not having it actually can make it really challenging. Also with technology, they have all this internet slang that all of our young folks are talking about, and it's hard to understand what that means. And many people in this state, English is their second language. And now we're asking them to learn the language of technology, which makes it really hard. Also, technology can be really expensive. The good news is we have some pilots down here in Broward, and the internet is paid for and the technology is paid for. So that has really helped with that piece of it. Because in Broward County, I know 30% of seniors do not actually have internet in their home. So one of the things that, or the last thing I would mention that can make a challenge is just fear. Fear of learning something new, which we all deal with throughout our life. And then we also tell our seniors to protect themselves from predators, and how do you get them to go on the internet when they're not sure how to navigate it, so they become afraid. And that can sometimes be a barrier. And the last thing is privacy invasion. I know with one of the technologies I'm going to share with you, one of the issues is people are like, well, we don't know if we want that in our home because Big Brother is going to be spying on us and we're not sure we trust that. Next slide. So to get through those barriers, we talk about the positive things that work. Connectivity to others is statistically, studies show that when you can connect on technology, that can help prevent depression, loneliness, isolation. It can also just help you to connect with more people. Also, you can have your doctor visits and support groups over technology, which makes a big difference. You can manage your daily activities from home, like ordering groceries online or ordering from an Amazon. It can provide mental stimulation, safety, and enjoyment, just plain enjoyment. You can learn new skills. So those are some of the ways when we are talking to our seniors that we mention to them, these things are benefits you'll have, and that's why technology works. Next slide. So 2 of the programs that we offered here are Uniper and IN2L. Uniper is based on a TV technology where we install a device in a senior's home and they can access other services and connect with other people through their TV. It's a wonderful tool for caregivers because as a caregiver, you can actually work with your loved one and have them interact with a variety of different programs through the TV. In addition, we have another program called IN2L. IN2L, actually, the studies with IN2L were based on helping dementia and individuals with Alzheimer. They have all kinds of wonderful modules on the IN2L tablet, which have worked really well. Our caregivers who have been working with that have just shared with us how grateful they are for particularly the IN2L tablet. And then I have a couple other initiatives I'll conclude with, but next slide. So we have Uniper Care. If we have time, we can show a little bit about what it is. We'll play that video and you can see what Uniper Care offers.
Meet Uniper. Uniper is an intuitive system enabling you to instantly connect with everything and everyone you love. Uniper Box hooks up to any TV screen, making it accessible and easy to use. Exercise your body and mind in wellness and fitness sessions. Enjoy live video group sessions and programs on various topics with experts and specialists. It is not like watching a video. It's having discussions in real time with presenters and other participants that can see, hear, and talk with each other. Socialize with your friends and community through Uniper's live video group sessions and interactive activities. Stay active and improve your health using our rich on-demand wellness content and online courses. Everything from physical exercises through cognitive, mental, and emotional training. Share special moments with your loved ones. Embrace your free time. Enjoy Uniper.
So Uniper is offered now in some of the other AAA areas. So if you would be interested in Uniper, just call that 800 number and have them connect you to the AAA that's closest to you. And if they're available, you can still get Uniper at this time. Next slide. So it's never too late is the other technology. Right now that is only offered in Broward County, but there is a program called Project Vital, and Project Vital is with the Department of Elder Affairs. So there may be a possibility to get that in other parts of the state through the Alzheimer's Association. So if you're interested in that, I have my email on the last slide. You can also email me and I will try to connect you to that. So IN2L is next. Please check that one out right now.
Staying connected is more important than ever, especially for older adults. Put the power of connection in their hands with the IN2L tablet, a simple way to connect seniors with the world around them. Maintain access to healthcare providers with telehealth video consultations. Visit loved ones virtually with Quick Start Video Chat. Experience special moments with shared photos and videos. Explore over 1,000 preloaded applications that facilitate learning and fun, improving wellness, and more. Keep seniors connected to the people and experiences that matter to them with the IN2L tablet. Learn more at in2l.com today.
I can report that our caregivers that have been using the IN2L tablet have said it's really helped with agitation. It's helped with wandering because the tablet really does engage their loved one. And it's also helped their loved one to actually be more joyful because there's a lot of really cool programs on it that go back to when they were younger and they really enjoy that reminiscing. Next slide. So the other initiative I want you to know about is the Department of Elder Affairs has robotic pets and MP3 players that are available. They're free, and you just go onto that website link and you can order one. We ordered one for my mom, who's 96 and also has dementia, and I can tell you she absolutely loves it. It's been a great source of joy for her, has helped with her agitation, and just really she can spend a lot of time with it, and it's making her very happy. So I strongly recommend those robotic pets as well, which is why I wanted you to see that. The last thing I know we offer in our area is computer literacy classes, and I'm sure many of the other AAAs do as well. Some of our providers will offer that to those of you who are caregivers who might need some assistance and to your loved one who might be able to navigate as well some of the programs on the computer. So that is something else that we recommend. Last slide. So here's my email address, and you can please email me, any of you, if you want to seek any additional information. I'm happy to help you. I have that elder hotline on there again, the phone number that you call, because again, you can find out about the many different types of services that are available to assist you. The one thing, please always know you're not alone. There are people who want to support you, and it's really important that you exercise self-care and check into services that can help you and your loved one. Thank you.
Sorry, I was muted.
Oh, yeah.
Forgive me for that. There we go. Charlotte, that was a highly informative and inspiring presentation, some exciting innovations, and especially in the technology domain. If we have questions, could we see them at this point? Jean Keeney has a question for you, Charlotte. What was the phone number for Uniper?
I didn't put a phone number there, but on our website, which I had on the last page, there's a technology link, and actually you can go on there and actually find out. And again, you could also email me and I will get you the information you need. It's pretty awesome. You can also call the elder care phone number and ask, let them know where you live. And again, if there's a AAA in your area that's actually offering it, then they'll connect you to them so you can sign up for it. So again, you can call the elder care number, or you can email me directly, or go on our website. It's also on there.
Julie Menendez asks, I have loved seeing the impact the robotic pets have made in the community.
Again, I've seen it personally. I've heard it from all of our caregivers. They really are awesome, and they're great. So me too.
Quickie question for you, Charlotte. Are there costs involved in Uniper or IN2L for care partners or caregivers?
For us, no. It's actually free to the users. And what's really cool is the Department of Elder Affairs is looking at all the work we're doing, and the participants have agreed to fill out questionnaires to share how it's impacting them. The Department of Elder Affairs is looking at it closely to expand And again, the idea is that the Department of Elder Affairs and other payers would pay for it. So at this point, no. And the way both of those programs work is usually they contract with providers and large organizations.
Thank you so much. We have one last question from Rosie Star Shines. How do I get the robotic pet? I'm at the website and can't find the link.
Look on that front page and scroll down a little bit, and you should see it. I put the picture of the robotic pet on there. If you scroll down that page, the Department of Elder Affairs page, you'll see it on the right side, lower down.
Well, thank you so much, Charlotte Mather Taylor, for an inspiring presentation. I just wanted to encourage our audience participants. If you have used technology during the time of COVID-19, let us know by putting your comments into the Facebook Live chat, and then we can share that information with others. We will have Charlotte back for the panel at the end of the fourth presentation. And now we have Darlene Brown Ponder. Welcome, Darlene. We're very excited to have you here and to hear more about TLC.
Robert, thank you for such a warm introduction. I am grateful and honored to be here today. I remember clearly that day when my parents told us that our grandparents was going to move in with us. My grandfather, he was diagnosed with metastatic lung cancer, and my grandmother became legally blind due to cataract surgery, and she had many ailments. It was very traumatic for my family, for me and my family, to see them in such a condition. I still remember that day when I went into the garage and I saw my mom sitting down with her head down, and she was crying. And I knew she was crying because she felt helpless and she was in despair. But there was nothing I can do. Within a year, my grandfather died. And within 4 months, my grandmother, she passed. And after they passed, that's when I truly developed a passion for adult daycare services. In order for a caregiver to maintain their loved one at home, you need support and you need support services. And I truly believe that adult daycare services is a very important component in maintaining your loved one at home and also for them to age in place. And what I mean by age in place, I mean by aging in a comfortable environment, an environment that is peaceful, an environment that is filled with love, an environment that maintains a high level of dignity. And that is what I'm going to speak about, the benefits of adult daycare. Next slide. You may ask, what is adult daycare? It is a non-residential facility that supports the health, nutrition, social, and daily living needs of adults in a professional staff group setting. Most of the adult daycares hire certified nursing assistants. Adult daycare is an option for seniors who may require some guidance, interaction during the day, but doesn't need all the services offered from a assisted or senior living residence. Overall, it improves the quality of life for adults and caregivers. Next slide. There are key benefits of adult daycare. One of them is respite care. Caregiver can be physically, mentally, and emotionally overwhelming. Adult day care can reduce caregiver stress because the caregiver is able to do self-care, work, and spend time with others. Another benefit is socialization. Daycare promotes socialization. Seniors become lonely when left alone all day, and they may miss being around their peers. The socialization can keep their minds sharp, engaged, and focused. Another benefit is safety. Adult daycare can provide a safe environment staffed by attentive and nurturing people. And also, it provides a sense of belonging. Adult daycare is a place where the participant can feel honored and develop relationships. Also, adult daycare promotes independence. The participant is given the opportunity to be on their own in a safe and caring environment, time away from their family, and do the things with others like themselves. The participant also enjoy being in a control. The participant enjoy being in control of their activities, in which increases a sense of well-being. Also, adult daycare has delicious meals. Our team provide healthy meals and snacks throughout the day to ensure the participant maintain physical and optimal health. We also provide stimulating activities. The activities provide enjoyment, entertainment, and companionship. It helps enhance cognitive function. Activities may include puzzles, arts and crafts, music appreciation, games, discussions of current events, reminiscing, and much more. These are examples of activities in adult daycare. We play dominoes, we do word search, we do Family Feud, Price is Right, basketball, bowling, Wii games, Pac-Man arcade games, painting, sing-alongs, dancing, playing instruments, health education, charades, ring toss, horseshoe games, horse race games, bullseye, movies, trivia, brain exercise games, chair exercises. We also, at my daycare, we relearning Spanish and Creole. And then we have spa day where we do manicures. In some daycares, they have intergenerational activities. Sometimes you have the local youth groups come and also the preschool. At my daycare, we have a preschool that comes during the holiday and sing to our participants. We also have entertainers, and also the local library comes to our center to do arts and crafts. We have also special holiday events and parties. And we have sororities and fraternities sponsorships as well. During special events, they decorate the center and also bring gifts to our participants. Adult daycare improves the caregiver and participants' relationship. The major reason a loved one is moved to a nursing home or assisted living facility is due to the overwhelming stress on families. We also monitor their health. Our nursing team will monitor vital signs, administer medications, health changes, diabetes, health issues, weight, and diet. I wanted to share some of the activities that we do at Tender Loving Care. The lady participant, she is doing an art project for National Domestic Violence Month. And on the other side, the two gentlemen are playing pool and having lots and lots of fun. Every adult daycare center is different. Activities are determined by the participants' demographics, cognitive status, and disabilities. At TLC, we are a multicultural daycare. We have participants from Haiti, Jamaica, Trinidad, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and many, many other places. Therefore, we try to play different variety of music. Next slide. On this slide, our participants are playing hockey. On this slide, we have a university where their graduates, their master interns, provides speech therapy for my participants. The speech therapy is not only help them with their speech, but also with their cognitive level. And you see on that slide, they're having lots and lots of fun. And they look forward to it. And they have it twice a week, virtually. On this slide, you see that some of our participants playing arcade games. And arcade games, they are good for cognitive improvement. On this slide, you see that they're playing basketball and also the Wii games. And the Wii games are also good for the memory and cognitive improvement. On this slide, you see my participant, he's boxing. And his daughter told me on Tuesday that her father gets up 1 o'clock in the morning and gets ready to come to the daycare. And that's why he's sleepy when he comes to my adult daycare. On the other side, you see the librarian from our local library. She comes to our center and do art projects. Adult daycare provides a safe, supportive environment for older and special needs adults who need assistance with activities of daily living. We provide mental, social, and physical stimulation through various activities. In addition, we offer you the peace of mind that your loved one is in a good environment, so you will be able to work, self-care, and perform other responsibilities. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Darlene Brown Ponder. What an outstanding presentation. And what really moved me were the examples that you provided of the activities offered at adult daycare and in particular TLC.
Thank you.
I believe we have some comments if you want to share them. Well, we have Raven Basin saying, wow, this center has many great features.
Thank you.
Her grandmother loves a few rounds of bingo. Maybe you need to meet her grandmother.
Yes, come on. We give out prizes too.
Thank you, Raven.
Thank you.
Jean Keeney says dancing, even though he was never a dancer before. I guess that's her loved one in the photo.
Oh, okay. Yes, we love dancing on Fridays.
Kathy White, one ran a band, the other had a record store. There you go.
Oh, wonderful.
Elizabeth Lombardo, great presentation, Darlene.
Thank you.
You're getting loads of affirmations from Tammy Hilligoss. Thank you, Darlene.
Thank you.
Mostly. Kathy White says, I would love to see if I could get an MP3 player for 2 of my men at my center in Columbia County.
Oh, definitely.
And Constance Pierce Lackey, are there any adult day services, Darlene, for individuals under the age of 60 that have some cognitive decline? For example, in the early stages of the condition.
Yes, I do. I do take participants under 60. I do. In the past, I have had participants in their 50s, in the early 40s, and their 50s, and recently now I have one like in his early 60s.
You're inspiring, Darlene.
Thank you.
Patricia Griffin says, great presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, also, I think we need to shift at this point, but folks, for those who didn't have your questions or comments addressed, we will have a 10-minute question and answer period where you can ask, or during which you can ask Darlene other questions. Thank you so much, Darlene. And now we have Josephine, sorry, Josie, Jocelyn Fligger coming up next.
Hello, Dr. G. Thank you so much for having me tonight. Hello, everybody. So I am Jocelyn, or Josie Fligger, and I am the luckiest person in the world because I get to be the CEO of Elder Care Services in Tallahassee, Florida. And we are the lead aging services agency for Leon County. And I was going to talk a little bit about that. So we can go to the next slide, please. That's us right there. And the next one, please. So how is the aging network structured? So we get federal money coming into Florida. Then the Florida legislature also has budget for senior services. That's provided to the Department of Elder Affairs. Department of Elder Affairs, they fund the aging network. So they're going to be providing funds that go to the AAAs, the Area Agency on Aging. Those AAAs then contract with lead agencies like mine for elder care services. And the main mission is that we are assisting people to live in their homes, like it was stated before, to age in place. Let me go to the next one. And so lead agencies are providing community-based care. It's not residential care. It's community-based care to help people age safely with dignity in their homes. And these are looking at seniors that might have a physical or cognitive alteration that might prevent them from having other sorts of being able to stay at home, but not needing enough care to be into a nursing home. And so why is this important? Florida has the highest population percentage of residents that are 65 and plus in the nation. The nation itself is an aging one. We see this locally in Tallahassee. A lot of people think of Tallahassee as a young college town, when in actuality, the senior population is the fastest percentage growing population in our area. That's the same for the state. That's the same for the nation. And when we talk about that influx of seniors needing services, not everyone is going to be able to afford senior living facilities. There are Medicaid beds that are set aside for certain people, but as you can see here from my example in Leon County, that at any given time, there might be only 11 beds free, and not all of those beds may be available. So the census inside these assisted living facilities is often quite high, but it's often also financially unattainable for many seniors. So why in-home care? Most seniors prefer to stay in their homes and age in place. It's comfortable surroundings, it's what they know, it's an area that they've often lived in for many, many years. It's also a constant in their life when many other things may be changing. Perhaps that's family dynamics, physical or cognitive decline or alteration. And like I said before, it's very cost effective to age in your home. oftentimes people can safely remain in their home with these in-home services that we've been talking about tonight. And this statistic I got from the Gwyneth Cost of Care survey, that it's oftentimes $100,000 to about $90,000 for a room in some assisted living. Now, not to, say anything negative about assisted living. They're wonderful facilities that we have in Tallahassee. Oftentimes it's just not financially feasible to have everybody age in those facilities. And so our in-home services can provide these interventions that may seem small, but really make a dramatic effect in keeping people happy and healthy and aging in place. So most eligibility, when you contact a lead agency, it is needs-based. So an assessment is done when you call the Elder Helpline. There's someone that does an assessment on, usually they speak to the caregiver or to the senior themselves. They look at their financial abilities, if there's any distress with the caregiver, are there any limitations with physical or cognitive faculties, and then they're going to rank the applicants, and the ones that are in most dire need are often put to the front of the queue. And so it's not a first come, first serve. This is a bit more equitable because it is allowing care and services, subsidized services, to be provided on a needs basis. One of the big components of aging in your home is senior nutrition. And in fact, in 1965, the federal Congress passed the Older Americans Act with a focus specifically on senior nutrition. And so many lead agencies address senior nutrition through a Meals on Wheels program. This is a photo from our archives at Elder Care, and this is one of our archived logos for Meals on Wheels. Many people do get subsidized meals through these lead agency wait lists, but we also have private pay meals where people that financially can afford paying for the meals do so because perhaps it's more convenient for them. They know their nutrition is provided for. It's less trouble to have to make a meal for one person. We also provide meals at congregate sites. So like was said before, one of the big things that we focus on is social isolation. And so at congregate sites, seniors can come and enjoy a meal together in blue sky times. Some of them are reopening now during COVID or, with safety precautions, but they can enjoy a meal together, get programming, nutritional programming, community events, things like that. And it's really just a way to kind of two birds with one stone, social isolation and nutrition in one congregate setting. There's also senior outreach services that can connect clients and their caregivers with the services and the goods that they need. And so at Elder Care Services, we have a wonderful information and referral department. You don't have to press, 8 and 5 and all this on your keypad. You get connected with a real person, and that they can assist you in finding services maybe through our agency or in the community that can assist people that want to stay in their homes. We also provide emergency food pantry where we're able to give out a bag of emergency food supplies that can last for 3 days. We do that once a month for clients. We also facilitate a financial federal program that looks at energy assistance and what's called EHEAP that's available in most areas. And this is for seniors that might be in a precarious situation with their utility bill. So you and I, viewer, might have the capability when it's hot out to adjust our thermostat and not really think about the consequences for a bill. But for seniors that are on a very tight budget, a very limited static budget, they're not able to do that. And so sometimes, they might face difficulties, and this program assists them. Another big area that we assist people with is adaptive medical equipment. This could be lift chairs, bedside commodes, grab bars for the shower. So these seem like fairly minor interventions, but they can make a world of difference for people that need these supplies so that they're comfortable in their homes. We get these items through donation, we clean them up, we turn them right back around and give them out for free. The same thing with other durable medical equipment like rollators, walkers. We even had a motorized bed that someone donated, and we were able to find a home for it. Consumable supplies, Lead agencies are often a fantastic resource for this. We are afforded funding that can help provide for things like incontinence briefs. If you want to talk about social isolation, one of the biggest things that keeps people isolated is not being able to afford incontinence briefs. And we could do a whole presentation about incontinence, but I'll save that for another day. But it is a very important aspect of aging and something that keeps people from being outside their homes and interacting with others. So other consumable goods, other nutritional supplies, things like that, and often shopping assistance as well, where someone will go and either complete a grocery list for a senior or take them to the grocery store. So just somehow getting those food supplies into the homes. There's also in-home services where case management is provided. Our in-home services provide companionship. So again, we're breaking down those barriers of social isolation. We are very lucky that we have a licensed mental health counselor on staff, and she provides senior-specific counseling in the comfort of people's homes. We also do homemaking. I remember speaking to a woman at a health fair one time, and she said, I do really well for myself, but I've gotten to the point where just physically, my muscles aren't what they used to be, and I can't push my vacuum. And I said, we got you. We can send somebody in and do some light housekeeping and homemaking for you. There's personal care like baths, medication management. We even get people out of their beds each day and then put them back into their beds each night. We did this for my husband's grandma, that we had an issue where she couldn't bathe grandpa anymore. And if she wasn't able to care for him, they would be put into assisted living. And so we were able to give them a certified nursing assistant that came in and gave grandpa baths, and they were able to stay in their home a lot longer than if they didn't have that intervention. We also do respite, that wonderful presentation about adult day centers. Respite is a huge issue. There's something called second patient syndrome, where caregivers actually pass away before the person that they're caregiving for. And that just shows how stressful caregiving can be. So providing that respite to caregivers is very important to make sure that the household as a whole is safe and well cared for. We also do transportation to doctor's appointments, to go get prescriptions, to go to physical therapy. That's often a barrier for seniors as well. And then home health aides and nurses are often provided under in-home services. Like we said before, adult day centers, they're really the place to be. They're wonderful. And one other thing that they provide is respite for people maybe my age or a little bit older that are in the sandwich generation. So we see a lot of families that are 3 generations. So people like myself might be raising small children, but then also taking care of an aging parent. And if that were to happen in my household, I would still need to continue to work. So having some place to take an aging parent or grandparent that lives with you is really a wonderful way to keep the household running and to have a great community input into making sure that everybody in that household is having their needs met. And then this is me. This is our contact information. And I tried to use pictures of elder care clients and staff. This is one of our clients at our adult day center with our director, Lexi. And it's really just a phenomenal place to be. And it's really important to think that, as maybe a standalone program, that it doesn't seem like it's a big thing to provide, but for somebody that really prefers to be in their home, these in-home services can be the difference between happiness or being in away from their family. So thank you.
Wow, you hit a home run. What a informative and inspiring presentation. I believe we have some questions or comments. Amanda Bailey Dougherty indicates she's an RN that gave up her job and moved her mom with vascular dementia in with her. Rewarding job, but she's not had a day off in a while. She was invited to a baby shower and was going to cost $80 to $100 to get away for a few hours. I need some time to spend, even if it's 5 hours every couple of weeks. Are there any services available to me?
That's a wonderful question, and we see this quite a bit. And kudos to the commenter for taking on that task, because caregiving is it's exceptionally difficult. And so I would do is get in the queue on the elder helpline and see what services are available. You can also ask your lead agency if they are a program that provides senior companion volunteers. That's a very big program in the state where other seniors can come in and provide that companionship, but also respite. So that's one idea. Oftentimes hospices can do the same thing, but I would contact your lead aging services agency and see what's available.
Quickie question for you, Jocelyn. If you're not in Leon County or the surrounding areas, how do you identify a lead agency? What does it mean?
So lead agencies are the county-specific service providers, but the way to get that assessment for subsidized services would be to call 1-800-96-ELDER. And that's the elder helpline. And even if you wanted to private pay, that would be a great way to get involved with your lead aging services agency.
We have here we go. Alma Littles, you're getting a strong affirmation from Dr. Littles, a very, very helpful. Thank you so much for sharing with the community, Jocelyn.
Thank you.
Well, from Vicki Rose, wonderful. Thank you to you and to all the presenters. Jose Paco Soto says, very good information, Jocelyn.
I could talk all day about these services. That's how I get tongue-tied, is because I want to say so much more. But yeah, I would really like, and just to, echo some of the other presenters, if you are struggling or if you just want to find out what is available to you, I would really suggest reaching out. We do this all day, every day. We would love to help. And I know the other lead aging services agencies would as well. That's literally what we're here for. So if you find yourself getting frustrated or as a caregiver needing more intervention or just anything, reach out and see what's available in your area.
Well, thank you so much, Jocelyn Fligger. What a great presentation. And now we're going to shift to Tamika Norton-Brown. Remember, folks, that you'll have an opportunity to ask questions of all the presenters following Tamika's presentation. Welcome, Tamika.
Thank you, Dr. G. Good evening, everyone. I am Tamika Norton-Brown, Project Coordinator for Acts 2. What I am going to do is to give information on our Acts 2 project. I will also be showing our website, so you will be able to see that information as well, and talk about some resources that you may be interested in tapping into. Next slide, please. First, I will say that our Acts 2 program is a free faith-based skills training a program for African American caregivers of loved ones with Alzheimer's or dementia. Now, I will say that the 12-session program is for African American caregivers, but anyone who calls or contacts me via email or on the website, if you're not African American, we will plug you into some of the resources that are available in your area. We are faith-based, but at the same time, we're also ecumenical. So if you don't have a particular faith or are uncomfortable with that, it will not disqualify you from participating in our program. In order to qualify for our program, you just need to be an African American caregiver of a loved one with Alzheimer's or dementia. They do not have to have had a diagnosis. We will refer out to resources that can help you with that. You have to spend at least 6 hours a week in caregiving, but that does not mean that that person has to live in the home with you, and you just have to be a relative caregiver, and we loosely define the term relative caregiver. What I'm now going to do is to give you our program description. Our Acts 2 12-session program includes 7 group skills building and 5 individual sessions. It's a 12-session program. The goal is to meet weekly over toll-free telephone by what we call trained lay pastoral care facilitators. And those facilitators are simply persons from the faith community or people like yourself who have viewed a live stream and said that you may be interested in delivering these sessions. They are trained. They receive 36 hours worth of training before they're actually placed with the group. I will back up and say the important thing about having 3 caregivers in a group is so that people get the understanding that they are not the only ones who are going through this, so they can learn based off of what the others in their group have gone through in their experiences. We have group sessions and individual sessions. In the individual sessions, it will focus on goal setting and problem solving. Typically, caregivers come into the program with 2 or 3 concerns that they want to address, whether they be personal related goals or caregiving related goals. Next slide, please. What are the contents of our skills building modules? We have 6 major components. The first is the overview of the basic characteristics of dementias, or what I like to call Dementia 101. We do relaxation training that's combined with prayer and or meditation. There's this entire myth that all it takes to relax is to just go home, kick off your shoes, and get in your favorite chair. When actuality, there is an actual process. And so we teach our caregivers to be able to calm their mind, to calm their body, to calm their spirit, so they can truly enter into relaxation mode. There's also effective thinking about the challenges of caregiving that are coupled with scripture, just kind of changing the way you think about your caregiving situation. Next slide, please. There's my favorite, building in pleasant daily activities. I call it the me time module. Just negotiating being able to take 15 minutes to listen to some gospel music, or to take a walk, or if your thing is to go to Walmart, just being able to negotiate the time for yourself to be able to do little things that will just help give you that boost to get through your day. We have communicating effectively, not only with the care partner, with the person you're caring for, but with family and other health professionals. And then we also have the developing effective problem solving skills through the personal goal setting. And as I said, those can either be personal related goals, or they could be caregiver related goals. And for me, that element is so very important, that caregivers get those 5 weeks of one-on-one with that facilitator, because for many people, you see people that are caregiving out with their loved one. You see them at the doctor's office, you see them in church, you see them in the grocery store, and everybody always asks the question, how is your mom doing? How's your dad doing? How's your aunt and or uncle doing? But nobody ever stops to think that there's a whole person behind the scenes who is administering that care. And so they really get 5 weeks one-on-one with that facilitator to work on goals that are important to them. Next slide, please. Here are some dementia care resources. We do these type of events so that we can really plug our caregivers into resources that are available. And I always say that when I was a caregiver, and I did it for many, many years, I did not take advantage of resources that were available to me. I was kind of raised that what happens in my house stays in my house. But now that I know better, I'm trying to do better, and I'm encouraging everyone to reach out, to take advantage of resources that are available. Some of them are the Alzheimer's Association, the Alzheimer's Foundation of America, the Florida Department of Elder Affairs, the Elder Helpline, the Elder Care Locator, and the Alzheimer's Disease Education and Referral Center. Next slide, please. How can caregivers contact the Acts 2 project? There are many ways that you can contact us. One of the ways is you're here tonight on our Facebook page. You can always leave a message, send a direct message. We do respond to those messages. We have a toll-free number. That number is 1-866-778-2724. We have my local cell phone number, 850-274-4945, or my email address, tnnorton@fsu.edu. We have our website, and what we're going to do is bring the website up so that you will be able to see the content on our website. Okay. If you would, please click on the links tab. Okay, here on this tab, we have useful links to resources that are available not only in the state of Florida, but that are available nationwide. So we have prayers, we have readings, we have information on the basics of dementia, etc. If you will now go to caregiver resources. Here is some of the information I spoke about before: prayers and readings, the Alzheimer's disease fact sheet, information on managing sleep problems, coping with agitation and aggression, etc. If you will now go back up, and if you will click on donate. Okay. We are primarily funded by grants and investments from the faith community and private donors. But if you'd like to learn more about how to potentially donate or how we are funded, you can go to our donate page and get that information there. And if you will go back up lastly and click on sign up. If you come to our contact sign up page, it has listed our toll-free number, it has my cell phone number, and also my email address, and you can actually contact me through this form. If you fill in your information, if you just have a question, or if you were just wondering about something, or even if you were in this live stream tonight and didn't catch a phone number and just want more information, you can fill out this form. This form routes to my email address, and I do respond to everyone who contacts me. What we are now going to do, we can take the website down. And what we're now going to do is to bring everyone back up to have a panel discussion.
Thank you so much, Tamika. That was really moving to hear about your personal story and your commitment to providing resources to others that you may not have had access to or were reluctant to address. You're bringing it to the people on a regular basis. The message that you share with others brings people to activities such as our Facebook Live workshops, and also channels them to each of the presenters' organizations, and now they can benefit maximally from the resources that are available through the state, through TLC. Knowledge is power, and you are bringing it. Thank you, Tamika Norton Brown.
You're very welcome.
Now we have time for questions and answers from our panel. And we have Jocelyn back with us. Dale, please forgive me, Dale. Meter, I believe. Love this format for community information. Thank you for your affirmation, Miss Meter.
That's my mother-in-law. She's an amazing caregiver. So this is you, Dale. You guys, I don't know how she does it. So I see firsthand that it's important to have supports for caregivers.
Janita Mosley, great presentation. The IN2L program is an amazing, excellent program for seniors. Thank you, Janita. Marie Vaillancourt, what are you referring to with a AAA? Well, I'll leave that for Charlotte Mather Taylor to respond to.
Well, AAA stands for Area Agency on Aging, and both Jocelyn and I spoke about it, and that is the agencies that exist all throughout the state of Florida. There's 11 of us, and we operate the Elder Helpline that you've seen the phone number put up a couple of times by me and also Jocelyn. That Elder Helpline is the number that all of you should call so that you can connect to the people that will give you assessments, will help you to choose the services that could best help you. And so I highly recommend that everyone reach out and call that Elder Helpline.
Jean Kinney, residence requirements. Are there services available for snowbirds, seasonal residents?
There are area agencies on aging throughout the United States. So they're also available to snowbirds when they're at home in their other states. You'll have to call and check to see what's available. The majority I know of our participants are actually residents of Broward County. But again, I don't know your situation if you own a home in the county you're in and what you're doing, but it doesn't hurt to call and ask. And again, you can find a AAA in other states as well. So,
Vicki Rose says, how do you get a loved one to attend daycare when they refuse? Well, let's hear from our expert from TLC.
Well, one of the things that I do, first of all, I try to get to know the participant. So one of the things that I do is we pretend that they're working at my center. So I have a lady now, we have to give her money. So her daughter brings fake money, and so on Fridays I have to give her money to get paid so she can get paid for the week. So that's one of the things that I do. So I try to be creative. So I try to get to know them first and then try to come up with an idea to get them to come. So that's one of the ways that I do. And then also I do a free guest day so they don't feel obligated. So they come that one day to see if they like it or not. And then that way they feel like they're part of the decision instead of just coming to the center. So that's one thing that I do is do a free guest day.
Thanks so much, Darlene Brown Ponder, for your suggestion regarding, I think some people call it creative fibbing, for the benefit and dignity of the person involved, because they will benefit from adult day centers, even though they may be initially reluctant.
Mm-hmm.
Laura has an affirmation. Laura Copeland, you all are just incredible. I echo that sentiment. Thank you for your fantastic program and helpful information. Tammy Hillegas, that's what they did for my mom. I think that's for you, Darlene.
It works sometimes. It works.
Creative fibbing. Okay, the entire presentation was simply amazing. Thank you, Chanita Mosley. Amanda Bailey Dougherty, thank you for all you're doing and the services you're providing. I have a question for the group. And I think this, you choose whoever wants to speak up first, you can answer. For those folks who do not meet criteria for need for adult day services, and at the same time are stretched thin economically, for those who are in the gap, what do you suggest they do to obtain services that may not necessarily demonstrate financial need?
So, the needs are not just financial. So they look at a wide range of parameters. And I think maybe somebody else could speak to this, but they look at, is the caregiver distressed? If something isn't done, would this person go into a nursing home? So if you still need subsidized care, you can't pay for it out of private pay, that they look at a variety of factors to get those services. maybe small interventions or asking other family or friends to assist as well, or neighbors. Sometimes I've seen that before. One of my friends is 91 and she gets help from her neighbor who's a college age person. And that's helped both of them quite a bit. That would be my perspective on that.
Others' feedback, please.
I would reach out to different organizations like Acts 2, the area agencies, different organizations that provide caregiver support. And I think the key there is that there is a lot of help out there and you're not alone. There's people who want to help. So when you reach out, that's when you'll find out what's available to you. And as Jocelyn said, financial is not really the primary criteria. It's really about need and where you're at as to, in the spectrum of what's going on with you and your loved ones. So that's really key.
Thank you for educating us that it really, the criteria are multiple and financial is only one criterion. There may be others that trump, so to speak, the maybe not meeting the criteria economically. Is that what you're suggesting?
Well, area agency on aging services are not financially based. They're open to everyone. It's really based on your need. There are a couple when you get into the technical piece programs like Community Care for the Elderly and ADI, where they'll ask you for a co-payment, usually 1 to 3% of your income. But really, it's more focused on need.
That's very encouraging. Glad to hear that. Time for a final thought from each of you. We'd like to start with you, Darlene.
Okay. My final thought is adult daycare is such a great benefit for your loved one. They will enjoy it, and also you will be able to enjoy doing things that you like to do as well.
How about you, Charlotte?
So I think so often caregivers think of everyone else and don't think of themselves, and that it feels selfish to ask for help. You might feel like, oh, I shouldn't be tired, or, I shouldn't feel like I want my loved one to go to a daycare. But I think it's truly a blessing when we do choose to reach out, because it makes us stronger and we're more centered and actually able to give more to our loved one. So just like Darlene said, a daycare, a senior center, they truly are a blessing, not only to the caregiver, but the seniors really love them. And, they participate in lots of cool things. Or when you grab, you order an online robotic pet, or you participate in one of the technology programs, or get some in-home services, you're really taking care of your loved one. So that's really what I want to say, that everything you do is actually helping your loved one more. So you're actually doing it for your loved one. And that's what I think is important to know.
Jocelyn Fligger, final thought, please.
I can't just say ditto. No, I'm just kidding. Because that was perfectly stated. I think that we as a society, as a culture, have to get away from this idea that we can't ask for help, because there will be times in our lives when we provide help and there'll be times when we get help. And so I would say you might not need it today, but find out what is out there if you're in a caregiving situation. So when there are changes in that relationship, that there might be, you would be able to know what is available to you, and that it's okay to reach out and find, other people that are out here that can help, or agencies that have the resources that might make your situation a little bit better.
Tamika Norton-Brown, your final thought. Thank you, Jocelyn.
My final thought is this. If you listen to the things that have been shared by everyone here on the panel, you'll see that all of us have been touched and affected in some way by caregiving for a person with dementia, Alzheimer's, or some other type of condition. And I think that's the one thing that levels the playing field for everyone. We sit in these positions and we don't know it all. we didn't take advantage. I can speak for myself, didn't take advantage of every resource that's available. So my final thought is encouragement for every caregiver, every person who knows a caregiver down the street, to let them know that, hey, there are people there who are willing and able and who want to be able to step in and to help you. And asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It is one of the strongest things that you can do, is to go to someone and say, hey, I'm struggling with this and I need someone to help me. So please take advantage of the resources that are available. And if you don't know where to start with me. I offer myself as a resource, and you can always reach us either on our page or through our toll-free number.
Thank you, Tamika. I know we're rounding the bend here, but just a couple points that I think might be important for the audience is that this is not the end of the conversation. This is the beginning. You can reach out to each of these presenters. You have their contact information. They are here for you. And that's just not language. These are folks who are dedicated to the mission. Please take advantage of the opportunity to reach out and continue the conversation. Also, I wanted to let you know that we will have another exciting presentation in May. We don't have the exact date yet, but it's going to be on nutrition, healthy eating, and dementia caregiving. So please tune in to Facebook for announcements about the date of this particular event. Many of us have questions about how can I manage providing healthy meals to my loved one with dementia when he or she refuses to eat. They used to love my cooking. Now they're rejecting it soundly. So these are questions that we'll be addressing, as well as health promoting, nutritious and enjoyable identification of foods and meals. So we will have that topic next time. And we thank you. We thank our presenters tonight, and have a blessed evening, everyone.
Thank you.